All right, y'all, welcome to Alyx's World, a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I am your host, Alyx, just Alyx. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here to talk about AEW Grand Slam 2022. Tony Khan promised a night of surprises, and we certainly got some surprises. Trust me. This was a night full of them. Good and bad. But I gotta say, overall, I really liked the show. I thought the show was great. People are saying it was better than All Out. I don't know. I think people just look back on All Out and think negatively because of the scrum. You take away the scrum, I still think All Out was an awesome show. Matches were great. Booking was nice. I get it. I understand people don't look fondly on that point in time. But look, at the end of the day, regardless of how you feel about this event in comparison to All Out, there was a lot of things that they did tonight that I felt I won't say it revitalized hope for me in AEW, because I've always felt like they would get out of the slump that CM Punk, the Young Bucks, and Kenny Omega put them in when it comes to the scrum. But I think it finally showed us that in these dark times, AEW can bounce back. And man, did they bounce back. I thought the show started off really hot with a shocking finish. It was one of those calls that at first you want to get pissed off at it, but then you go, wait a minute. No, this is good. Chris Jericho beating Claudio Castagnoli for the ROH World Championship. You're like, what? Wait a minute. Hold up. Chris Jericho with the ROH World title? Like, this is arguably their top star in terms of legendary status. The guy that's won more titles than anyone in that company and multiple promotions. Yeah, he gave him that title for a reason. I think ROH is getting a TV deal. I think they're getting a TV deal. Otherwise, they would have never given him that title. I thought it was kind of weird that they just dropped the title from Claudio. That was just random, but then I thought, no, it's not random, because they're going to do the rematch. Jericho cheated to win that title. What's a good match to do on the first night or at the next pay-per-view? Chris Jericho versus Claudio. Rematch. And he can win the title back. So, thinking about it long term, that was a good call. We got new tag team champs. The Acclaimed have arrived! Sesame Daddy-o! The Acclaimed are the new AEW tag team champs. Their match at All Out was better, but this was still a really, really good match. The outcome saw one of the biggest pops, one of the biggest reactions to any title win that they've done so far. For real, it was a big moment. Massive moment. And as big as that moment was, it wasn't as big as seeing Paige, aka Saraya Knight, make her debut. It blew the roof off that building. Moment of the night was Saraya walking into AEW. And damn it, did this women's division need something like this. They needed Saraya to walk through those doors. Because I'm not going to lie. Losing Thunder Rosa, that kind of hurt it. That kind of hurt the division. But then I also thought to myself, they still got a lot of women there that can step up. They're pushing Jamie Hayter. But at the end of the day, let's be real. As great as these women are, they are not Saraya. Paige, first off, had a movie done after her, which had The Rock in it. So those of you saying that she's not a star, you're delusional. You don't know what a star is. If you look at Paige and go, she's not a star. Okay. One of the most popular female wrestlers in the last decade. Period. End of story. Don't sit there and act like she's not a star. She's a massive pickup. A massive acquisition. And apparently, she's gonna wrestle. She's going to wrestle. She isn't just here to say hi and then bye. No, Tony Khan signed Saraya Knight to a wrestling contract. She is going to wrestle. Her first match back is going to be huge. And Tony Khan needs to be very careful with how he handles this. Because I understand the temptation would be to throw her out there and pop a rating. No, don't you pop a rating. You handle this with care. And her first opponent needs to be Britt Baker. It has to. It must be Britt Baker. It's gotta be Britt Baker. It's gotta be. Damn, man. Saraya Knight. Saraya. Making her return to the ring. I think about Bryan Danielson. I think about Edge. This is another person that was told she would never, ever wrestle again. Which I think they all had the same injury, right? They all had the same neck injury. Or spinal neck injury. You know? That's scary, man. But also incredible. Incredible that she's gonna be able to live her dream. That's crazy. I'm happy for her. I'm super happy for Saraya. This is gonna be great. And then, of course, we'll talk about the main event. Jon Moxley is once again your AEW World Champion. 3-time AEW Champion. Look, I know I'm one of the people who thought this way too. I know a lot of people wanted Bryan Danielson to win this title. If he had won the title here, it would have fell flat. It would have been a nice moment in front of that crowd, but he would only get a month. And seeing how over MJF is, like, homeboy, MJF can literally shoot Jesus right now, and fans will still cheer him. That's how over he is. It's scary how over and how much they love MJF. He pushed down Tony Schiavone, and they still cheered him. Some booed him. Some people got some boozing after that, but no one is gonna boo MJF. No one. So you have to be very careful with who you put him up against. For me, Jon Moxley is maybe the only person right now that can get the crowd to boo him. Because CM Punk wasn't going to do it. I could see the crowd turning on CM Punk against MJF. And I can see the crowd turning on Bryan Danielson against MJF. So, you want someone that the fans will actually get behind. In terms of, alright, how can we get heat on MJF? Which is hard right now. Actually, I'm at the point now where if it's becoming too difficult, fuck it. You might want to turn him heel. Excuse me, you might want to... Well, he's already heel. You might want to turn him babyface, excuse me. You might have to. You might have to turn him babyface. Like, seriously, this is one of those situations where if you push the grain too hard, if you go against it too hard, you're going to end up hurting yourselves. Now, how do you turn MJF babyface? I have no clue, because his whole entire shtick is being an asshole, is being the devil of AEW. So him being who he is right now is why fans love him. Him being that asshole. I don't know. Good luck. Good luck figuring that one out. But there's a lot to talk about, man. There's so much to talk about tonight, and I cannot wait to get into all of it. So we're going to start things off with the debut of Saraya. Then we'll go into the actual show review. Then afterwards, I'll let you guys give me your thoughts down below about what you would like to see in terms of Full Gear and upcoming shows. So with that said, let's get right to it. If this is the first time you're watching me, do me a solid favor. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all of my content when it comes out. While you're at it, help expand the brand by doing the following things. Join the membership today. Click that join button and get the opportunity to request a video of your choosing. Whether it's a live reaction, a hot topic, or a review, past, present, or future. Also, don't forget to give thanks, hit that super thanks after the fact if you would like to donate. You can also like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter at just Alex Central, give me a follow on Instagram, give me a follow on Spotify, and give me a follow on TikTok, where I am the tickest of the talkest. Donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, Venmo, and yes, super chats are officially on. You can donate at any point in time during the broadcast to get your thoughts way live on the air. Email me at justalexsworld@gmail.com for business inquiries, just to say hi, and please get yourself a t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees and Teespring. Get you an old school Deluxe Man t-shirt, get you a new school Alex's World t-shirt, but most importantly, get you a blonde hair, blue eyes, apple pie. America, cause it's the remix. But fuck yeah, yeah. T-shirt made by Itch, Jnox, and Firestar Heart. All of this down below in the description box. And thank you to our sponsor, The Ridge. So those of you who are tired of having these torn up, bulky, Vince McMahon, out-of-touch wallets, and you want to upgrade to something more minimalistic, something more you, something more fresh, something metal that can protect your stuff and your cards, or maybe something that can protect your phone, you want to hit up The Ridge. So how's about we get a quick word from our sponsor, and then we'll get to some shout-outs. Today's video is sponsored by The Ridge. Are you tired of traditional leather wallets wearing out? Are your phone cases cracking way faster than they should? Perhaps you're a minimalist and are searching for something more small profile. Well, The Ridge is here to help. The Ridge offers metal-plated wallets and phone cases that will last you a long time. Quality materials come in aluminum, titanium, and carbon fiber, making it hard to damage and long-lasting. Its slim design allows you to carry it anywhere, even in the smallest of situations. Each variant has a strap or clip to fasten your money, as well as an expandable card holder that holds between 1 to 10 cards, including credit cards and IDs. Today, if you click our link and use the coupon code RAWCognizance, you can get 10% off your first purchase. That's ridge.com/rawcognizance and the coupon code RAWCognizance in all caps. Stop carrying worn down bulky wallets and flimsy phone cases. Get complete control of your belongings today by contacting The Ridge. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I see 125 people live. Not bad for the early part of the show. Now the live stream is here. It's just for some reason Streamlabs is just tripping right now. I do hope it's working. I'm actually kind of concerned that this actually might not be working, but it should be. Just in case it's not, let me check here. Let me play the super chats. I think Streamlabs is down, ladies and gentlemen. Ah, shit. Is Streamlabs down? See. Yeah, Streamlabs might be down, guys. I don't know. It's not showing the live chat. And it's not even playing super chats either. Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, that's great. Thanks. Jesus Christ. Yo, I might need to go ahead and just switch over my my stuff to a different streaming super chat, because that super chats are down and now the live chat's down. Yeah, I know. Congratulations to me. This is ridiculous. Y'all, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. We'll do it this way. It's out of my control. So super chats are gonna have to be done old style, the old school way. I'm gonna have to read it, cause Streamlabs just decided to crap out all of a sudden. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and message them while I'm reading these super chats. I am so sorry, y'all. That's just frustrating as hell. Show some love to the moderators though. Ultra Shaw 97, Firestar Heart, Elijah Demi, and Godzilla Hawk, who help keep this a safe space for wrestling fans like you. Thank you to Dennis King, who spent 15 months who spent 15 months as a member on my channel, YouTube member, that is. I appreciate you for making me a part of your day. And I want to read this super chat from Andre Benson. Donated $5 saying, those first 2 matches were fire. The Acclaimed winning. It wasn't clean, but I don't think anyone truly cared. They wanted the Acclaimed to win. The whole point was to create the moment. I think that's what people want. They want the moment. They don't really care about how it happens. They just want the moment. And right now, the Acclaimed is over. The Acclaim is so freaking over. It would have been bad business to not give them the belts. Now, I do like that they won as a result of Billy Gunn helping them, because that means the Acclaimed will get a rematch. And I do think the Acclaim need to win that rematch. I don't think Anthony Bowens and Max Caster should hold those belts for a long time. I think the story calls for Swerve and Keith to fight FTR. That's what I think the story calls for. That's just my opinion. That's just how I feel right now. Not saying the Acclaim can't have a run. I just feel like the ones who should drop the belt are... Yeah, excuse me 1 second. I just want to be sure that everything's okay with Streamlabs. Everything seems to be alright. I don't know what's going on anymore, y'all. Yeah, I don't know. It's just not working. I think the Acclaim will be fine. They got their moment. And I don't think they need a run. They just need to have the moment right now. But, and I'm typing the Streamlabs right now. Hold on. Hello. Streamlabs seems to not be working right now. Live chat is down and super chats will not play. Can you look into it? Yeah, so I just messaged them. That's all I can do. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Like that's just the best. That's just the best I can do. Maybe they'll turn it on during the stream and I'll come back and the live chat's working. And if it's not, hey, I'm gonna still give you a great review. That's what really matters. You know what I mean? But yeah, like I definitely think we're gonna get a rematch, and we should. We should get a rematch because I feel like there's a lot more we can get out of these two teams. And the story really is Keith and Swerve. And I think Swerve, the next time they get a rematch, will cheat. He will cheat to win, which seems up his alley. Omar Feliciano. Even after Saraya's debut, they ain't pushing Hater. Yeah, I don't like that we're basically canceling the babyface turn for Jamie Hayter. They just threw her right back with Paige. I don't know if I like that or not. I think they should, maybe it's a swerve to where we think she's joining up with, you know, Britt Baker again. And then when Britt fights Paige, that's when the turn happens. But yeah, Jamie Hayter should definitely be a babyface. Matter of fact, I think Jamie Hayter should beat Jade Cargill. I'm calling it now. I think Jamie Hayter should beat Jade Cargill for that TBS championship. That's what I think should happen. But, yeah, let's go ahead and get to the review. Again, I'm sorry about the super chats not working. I have no control over that. Maybe as I'm talking, things will actually start working again. I already messaged Streamlabs. They're down right now. I don't know why it's down right now, but what can you do? The only thing you can do is just work with it. You know what I mean? And we gonna work with it. Because that's what we do here. So let's get to what people want to hear me talk about. And that is the debut of Saraya Paige, the formerly Paige from WWE. The wrestler formerly known as Paige from WWE. Major surprise. Now, I did see the report earlier that she was in talks. That she's been in talks to come to AEW since June. Well, actually, no, since, not June, July. Since she got off of her WWE contract. And she did a very good job. Like, when she was asked in interviews that she was coming in, she was like, well, I love AEW, but, I don't feel like going right now. I don't really feel like showing up. So, it was a good way to put us off the trail, because honestly, I thought she was going back to WWE. When the new regime came about, when Triple H and Stephanie and Nick Khan took over, I was thinking, all right, so clearly, Paige is going back, right? No. And keep this in mind. I need to say this too. So Paige said that she didn't want to come. She also said Mercedes and Naomi would go back to WWE. See, now I don't trust anything she says. Okay, you know what? I'm still of the opinion that Sasha and Naomi will return to WWE, but I'm just saying, what if? What if? But yeah, man, that women's fatal 4-way was actually pretty good. I thought Athena shined. Athena really looked good in that match. I think she outperformed everybody, actually. Her and Serena Deeb. Serena Deeb is so underrated as an in-ring performer. But I love what they're doing here. I love that they had the 4 heels, because Toni Storm does retain. She retains by rolling up Serena Deeb? Or was it Britt Baker? I think she pinned Britt. Right? Let me see. She pinned... Yeah, Britt Baker. Rolled up Britt Baker with a crucifix pin. So you already knew afterwards that they were going to beat the shit out of her. And the heels did that. They beat the piss out of the baby faces. So as it's happening, you're thinking, okay, well, someone's coming out, right? Then you hear the music. You hear the... It's like it starts off subtle. And then it builds up. And then you see Saraya. And at first you're like, no. No, oh my God. Paige walks out. The biggest pop that honestly, the biggest pop that any female wrestler has gotten so far in AEW. She shook the entire building when she walked out. Holy crap. As she should. Because she's amazing. Man, what a moment. What an excellent moment. One of the biggest moments for AEW. And one of the biggest acquisitions. Huge signing. Huge signing. I don't want to hear people saying, well, what if she can't wrestle? Shut up. They wouldn't have signed her if she couldn't wrestle. Clearly, the reason why she's here is so she can wrestle. She couldn't do it in WWE. They wouldn't let her do it in WWE. I don't even think Triple H will let her wrestle. And I think that was the deciding factor. I think the deciding factor was the fact that she wanted to wrestle. AEW said yes. WWE, they're hesitant. For good reason, but they're hesitant. Paige wants to wrestle. So not only is she going to get a chance to wrestle, think about how she'll be able to elevate this division. Holy shit. She has already, by showing up, added so much star power to this division. It was sorely needed. I love Britt Baker. I love Thunder Rosa. I love Toni Storm. I love Athena. I love every female wrestler in that division. Period. Like, I don't think I hate anyone. Well, I don't love everyone either. There are some in there I'm just like... Regardless, I don't have an issue with anyone in this division. But no one in this division is on the level of Paige. It's on the level of Saraya, who had a movie done after her. A movie, if I'm not mistaken, directed or produced by The Rock, right? It was produced by Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I'm saying, like, everyone sitting here arguing that she's not a star, you're out of your mind. Because when I think about the women's revolution, in terms of WWE, when I think about how we got here for female wrestling to be as big as it is, it started with Paige. It started with her. If there wasn't a Paige, we wouldn't have gotten a Charlotte Flair, a Sasha Banks, a Bayley, a Becky Lynch. All those women, they were able to do what they did because of Paige. Paige was the first NXT star to open people's eyes to, oh crap, females can wrestle. Females can be characters. And now here she is, years later, after they told her that she would never wrestle again. They looked her in her face and said, no, you will never step foot inside a ring again. And I told this story with Edge, and I told this story with Bryan Danielson. No wrestler wants to be told that they can never wrestle again. They want to retire on their terms. Now, here's the thing with Bryan Danielson and Edge. Edge is in his 40s, about to hit 50. So, he could have stayed retired and it would have been good. Probably for the best, too. Bryan Danielson is literally in his 40s. When he retired, he was pushing 40. So, he was right there at that point where he probably should have been retiring anyway. Still too young to retire, but still should have been retiring. Paige is in her 20s. She's in her 20s. Not her 30s. Not her 40s. She's in her goddamn 20s. Way too young to retire. They told this woman in her 20s she would never wrestle again. Yeah, that wasn't going to happen. You can forget about that. Here she is, ladies and gentlemen. Here she is. And she's going to wrestle again. And the first opponent that you can argue it should be someone different. The first opponent she needs to fight is Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. And you do that match. You do that match. You have us pay for it. You do it right. Don't just throw it away on a random episode of Dynamite. Nah, don't do that. You make us pay for this match. You build into it with intrigue. You tell a story. And you make fans care about this division through Saraya. This is it. All this talk about the women's division sucking, here you go. Here is your golden goose, Saraya. Until you get Mercedes, which probably won't happen. I mean, like, real talk, the only person that would be bigger than Saraya is Mercedes. I don't think they're getting Mercedes. I think Sasha's going back to WWE. So this is it. Until they create someone bigger, you ain't getting a bigger acquisition than Saraya. This is it. You need to build your division around her. Everyone's saying she's 29. Wait, she's 30? Wait a minute, let me look this up. People are telling me she's 30 years old. Did she just turn 30 this year? Saraya Knight, age. Oh, that's her mom. Oops. Paige, WWE age. Because I swear she was 29. Oh, she just turned 30. She just turned 30 back in August. God damn it. Because I was like, I know she's like 28, 29. No, she just turned 30 back in August. All right. Okay. My point still stands. That's still too young. She's still too young to be retiring at 30? Yeah. That's still too young. I don't care what y'all say. You need to build your division around her. You build this women's division around this girl. You allow her to tell her story. You started off easy. Can she still do it? The story's right there for you. Can Paige still wrestle? Can she go back inside? Can she go in the ring again? Is she a one-hit wonder? Is her career over? Will she be able to even take a bump? Like, there's so much already given to you on a silver platter. I feel like if AEW can't make this work, and I mean this wholeheartedly, Tony Khan, if you screw up Saraya, if you manage to completely mishandle, botch Saraya, boy, it's time to give up the books. It's time to really just give up booking shows. Because this is literally one of the biggest things you could have actually done this year. Huge signing. And I said months ago, I told people, man, they're going to pick up Cesaro. They're going to pick up Gargano. They're going to pick up Mercedes. They're going to pick up Joe. They're going to pick up Paige. Now, they didn't pick up Gargano. That was stupid as hell. That was dumb. Although, see, I don't even know what the story is with that. I'm pretty sure they reached out to him. But I think when Gargano saw that Triple H signed with Vince, when Triple H took over for Vince, not signed with Vince, took over for Vince, he was like, yeah, I'm going to go sign with Triple H. So, I don't know what the story is, but I heard that they didn't even try him out, so I would have signed him immediately, but that's just me. They didn't get Gargano. They got Joe. They got Claudio. I don't know about Mercedes. I think Sasha is going back to WWE. I still think that. But they got... Damn it, dude. They got Saraya. And I'm super excited to see what she does. I think she's going to be amazing. I think Saraya is going to be exactly what this division needs to go to the next level. Seriously. I just hope, first off, I hope she can really wrestle. I hope she's able to do it. I hope she can do it and stay healthy. I'm a bit worried. Just a little bit. There's a side of me that's like, man, if that first match goes wrong, that's not only gonna make AEW look bad, but that's just gonna once and for all cement that she should never wrestle again. That first match, they are taking a gamble. I'll say this, they are taking a gamble with that first match against Britt Baker. If that goes wrong, it's really gonna hurt AEW. And also, once and for all solidify, yeah, don't do this no more, Saraya. Don't do this no more. But, on the flip side of that coin, if they do this right, if Saraya does come back and has a return match against Britt Baker, like I said it should be no one else but Britt Baker. You do that match, you build into it, you tell the story right. You don't guide it no more. You can't wrestle no more. She comes back and has a knockdown, awesome goddamn match with Britt Baker. They tear the house down. She wins. And then you set her up to win that women's title? Bruh. Oh, that's going to be it. That will be what makes people finally say this women's division is the premier women's division. WWE right now? Listen, I love Becky. I love Charlotte. I love the people there. Bianca. I loved Bayley. Like I said, Bayley already. I love Dakota Kai and Io Sky. But their division is non-existent. They have a few female wrestlers there that are good. But their division is awful. I'm sorry. WWE's women's division is not good. Can we at least agree on that? There's maybe a good 5 women in that division that's worth a damn. Ronda, Bayley, and then, of course, Io Sky, Dakota Kai, Bianca. And then you got Alexa and Asuka, but they're not hitting, man. They're lacking in character. Maybe over time, they'll rebuild them, and then they'll be great, right? But as of right now, it kind of sucks. But going forward, I think if AEW gets their act together and they really do invest in building this division, he might have to get help. I don't mind him calling in Maria Kanellis, Bennett, of course, or calling in someone else to help book the division, to get multiple storylines going. I do think we can finally see some intrigue, some interest brought back to this division. I'm excited, man. I'm excited for Saraya. I really am. Seriously, I think this was easily one of the biggest acquisitions AEW has ever signed. And if done right, this will do them wonders. You needed a new face for that division. I love Britt Baker, but right now, there's only so much she can do. Here, it now raises the bar, and now everyone has to step up. I'm excited. I'm excited for Saraya. Okay. Everyone's telling me that the live chat is back. Let me see. No, it's not. It's not back. Sorry, y'all. It's just down right now. It's down right now. It's just gonna have to be that way. But we'll see. We'll see what we can do. We're just gonna have to go without it this time around. I'm sorry. There's not much else I can do about it. Streamlabs is just tripping right now. Dim the brakes, y'all. Dim the brakes. All right. So give me your thoughts about Paige. Give me your thoughts about Saraya. Saraya coming back is huge. Huge. Whether you like AEW or not, this is massive, and you know it is. And you know this Man. So with that said, let's get to AEW Dynamite Grand Slam. So I already kind of went over the matches. I do like that we only had 5 matches on this show, so it makes it easier to get through and digest. Let's just run them down. I do love the setup that we had. I hope they bring that back for next year, or improve on it, if anything else. Fireworks, pyro, made them look big league. I really do think AEW can run a stadium show. I'm not kidding when I say that. They can run a stadium show if they run it right. If you build into it right. If you tell the right stories. You can run a stadium show. And they should. Fuck it. I think they should see what stadiums are available. Because I do think they have the roster to make it work. I just think Tony needs to really get him a creative team to take care of these little things that he's missing out on. And I'll talk about them in just a second. But once he clears these small things up, man, like, it's going to take this show to the next level and make every show must see. Because I guarantee you this did a big rating this week. I'll be very shocked if this did a lower rating than last week. I think this will actually do pretty good. I'm excited about it. So we opened up with the ROH World Championship. And again, when they first announced this, I'm thinking, oh yeah, Claudio is going to beat Chris Jericho to make his run more prestigious, right? The match was happening. Match was great. Was really getting into it. There were a couple of moments in there where Jericho was sluggish. Homeboy needs to, watch himself, get back in shape. He's starting to get a little slow now, but he's probably also tired and, wear and tear, and you can't really do much about it. And remember, he's in his 50s now, so. But regardless, still a great match. Cesaro was over, did the big swing, people loved it. And then towards the end, I was starting to think, this match is going kind of long. I would have thought Claudio would have beaten him by now. Then there was a spot during the match where Claudio almost hits Aubrey, and then Chris Jericho goes to low blow him. He blocks the first one, but didn't block the second one. And then he hit the Judas effect. And I said, no. And then he pins him, 1, 2, 3. And then I'm like, what? Huh? What? Why would you do that? Why would you have Chris Jericho beat Claudio for? What was that? What was I ever gonna do? This is my initial reaction. I'm like, what is wrong with you? Why would you do this? The younger of the two talents, Cesaro is 40, but the younger of the two talents, that's who you get over. This is the guy that you need to build because he should be the world champion, right? But then I said, wait a minute. Hold on for a goddamn minute. Chris Jericho is literally their biggest star. He is literally the legend of legends. Like, he is close to being easily top 10 greats of all time. He's top 20 for me. He's in my top 20. And he could easily be in my top 10 when it's all said and done. This is a man that's won world championships, the first ever WWE Undisputed Championship, Grand Slam champion, won championships in all kinds of promotions. This includes New Japan Pro Wrestling, ECW, and WCW. He's the first ever AEW World Champion. This guy just won the Ring of Honor title. Something tells me this wasn't done for the sake of just doing it. I think Tony Khan might have secured a TV deal. And if they did secure a TV deal, that means the Jericho Appreciation Society is moving to Ring of Honor. Wow. Okay then. I'm not against that. You need some star power for that first show, right? Well, there you go. And there's going to be a rematch because he cheated. He cheated to beat Claudio. So there'll be a rematch. And I think for their next pay-per-view, which I think is Death Before Dishonor, Is it Final Battle or Death Before Dishonor? I think it's Death Before Dishonor, right? That's coming in October. See, now I gotta look it up. Now. Let me see. Ring of Honor pay-per-view schedule 2022. Because I'm pretty sure it's Death Before Dishonor. Did I say it right? Yeah, I say it right. So it's Death Before Dishonor, which is coming up. When is it coming up, though? That's what I want to know. 1 second. Death Before Dishonor. Or did it already happen? Wait, no, Death Before Dishonor was back in July. Okay, I'm blanking on it. So it is Final Battle. My bad. Okay, sorry, I blanked. I completely forgot about the fact that Claudio won the belt at Death Before Dishonor. So the next one is Final Battle, which is December, right? Okay, so yeah, like you gotta have a main event for that match. You gotta have a main event for that show. Chris Jericho versus Claudio is a huge main event. That's huge. It's huge. So okay, I got it. I got it. Yeah, it's Final Battle. Okay, I was confused. I was just like, which one is it? So I said it right. It was Final Battle. Okay. So yeah, and if they have a TV deal, then you need to have someone that's a star to draw in the viewers. So yeah, I think this. Yeah, thinking about it from that perspective, this was the right call. Because you can do the rematch and then have Claudio win the title back. While also giving Jericho, a couple of months as champ? I'm not against that. I'm not against it, so let's see what happens. I do hope Toni gets him some help. They really should get some help, because apparently my tweet was picked up. My tweet was picked up by a few... Yep. It was picked up by a website. Yo, my stuff is getting picked up by all these wrestling websites. I love it. Just like my interview with ODB. My interview with ODB also got picked up. So I'm excited about all this stuff happening, man. I'm excited. Man. So hopefully you guys are checking out my you guys are checking out my interviews with these wrestlers. I'm very excited to do the next one. The next one is coming up very, very soon, and I'll be announcing that one. I'll probably announce that one at the end. But yeah, man, I have to think that a TV deal is coming, right? Right. We'll have to see. So, y'all give me your thoughts. Like, how did y'all feel about Chris Jericho winning the ROH World title and becoming an eight-time world champion? And he has literally won every world title in almost every major promotion. Because you still gotta win the Impact World Championship, Chris Jericho. That probably won't be happening anytime soon, though, because I'm hearing some things about Impact. But we'll talk about that later. Now, perhaps the second biggest moment of the night was seeing the Acclaimed take on Swerve in Our Glory, Keith Lee, and Swerve Strickland. There is a video right now going viral of Keith Lee and Swerve dancing at I think it was a middle school. I think it was either a middle school or junior. I think it was middle school. I'm pretty sure junior high, middle school. And man, those kids were happy. They were so happy to see Keith Lee and Swerve. Ridiculously happy to see them. So, I am certain, this is just my opinion, that them losing the titles here is temporary. Because of those reactions that they get. That being said, the Acclaimed needed this moment. I'm happy they won. The match was not as good as their match at All Out. I know people don't like that match because, I feel like they should have won. Actually, no. I disagree. I'm happy that Keith and Swerve won that match because we needed to see how over they were. This one had the moment that we could have gotten it all out. Probably even bigger if they did it all out. But the match itself, it was great. It just, didn't compare to their match at All Out. That's just my opinion. But it didn't matter. It wasn't about the match. It was about the moment. Billy Gunn interfered. Billy Gunn attacked Swerve and helped the Acclaimed beat Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland. So to me, that right there proves they're going to get a rematch, which is good. You need to do that rematch probably soon. But it doesn't matter, man. When the Acclaimed pinned Swerve, 1, 2, 3, the crowd lost their minds. They lost their minds. The reaction from the fans. It was insane. Yeah, it was quite the orgasm. Which is interesting because pause. Anyways, let me tell y'all something. I've always felt when it comes to moments like this, AEW gets it right. People can argue that they should have done it all out. No, they shouldn't. This was the time to do it. They did it right, and I'm happy. At the end of the day, Anthony Bowens and Max Caster got their moment, and they can't lose it. You can't take this moment away from them. This was their moment. You cannot take it away from them. They will always have this moment. They will be remembered for this moment. Seeing those two hold those belts with badass Billy Gunn. Excuse me. Daddy ass Billy Gunn. Daddy ass now. It was one of those times where you go, AEW has created some new stars. Created some major, major hits. And I'm so happy that they got their moment. So, going forward, if you want to put the belts back on Keith Lee and Swerve, which they will put the belts back on Keith Lee and Swerve. I know you guys hate me saying that. I'm sorry. But you know it's going to happen. Keith and Swerve will win those belts. Tell you what. Either Keith and Swerve win those belts or FTR win the belts. They're not going to run. They're not going to hold these belts for long, y'all. I'm sorry. I know. I understand. But I don't think the Acclaimed are meant to have a long run. That's just me. So the Acclaimed eventually will end up dropping those belts to either Swerve in Our Glory or FTR. Now, I do think the match that they should do in November at Full Gear is Swerve in Our Glory and FTR. And I think that's when Keith and Swerve split up and then they start their feud. So I'm excited about that. But this is a great moment, man. This is a great title reign for Swerve and Keith. Don't take this for granted, y'all. Take moments like this in when you get them. This was an excellent moment, an awesome moment for everyone involved. The All Atlantic Championship match. I don't know how I feel about it because on paper this should have been an awesome match because their first match in 2020, in 2021, 2020, it was 2020, right? Revolution 2020, their first match. Oh, it was outstanding. Oh, when Orange Cassidy tried, he's gonna try. Outstanding. I loved it. This wasn't as good as that match, but it was still good. It was just weird because Pac, out of nowhere, started working heel. Because for the last few months, he's been a babyface. When did he turn? I'm trying to figure out when he turned heel. Was this a heel turn? Did he turn heel tonight? Because the way the match was going, it felt like he's been a heel for a while. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't like Pac being a heel. I don't. I think Pac is meant to be a face. I think he's just too goddamn cool. I've always felt that way. He might want to be a heel, but no, I just think he's just meant to be a face. But whatever, he's a heel now, and he cheated to beat Orange Cassidy. He hit him with that, I guess, the hammer, the ring bell hammer, and he pinned him 1, 2, 3. All right, sure, Pac is a heel. Sure, I guess Pac is gonna lose the belt to Orange Cassidy at some point. Sure, whatever. All right, let me talk about Wheeler Yuta and MJF. So, look, I for one think we are way past the point with MJF now where he's really a heel. Because, yes, he calls himself the devil of AEW. Yes, he is an awesome villain. Yes, he makes it easier for him to hate him. But it's gotten to the point now where fans love him for being a villain. So the best way I can describe it, and the best comparison I can make, is Lucifer. Has anyone here seen the show Lucifer? I've only seen season 1. So, okay, basically Lucifer is about the devil, and it's the devil in real life. And you see him basically fucking with people. You see him messing with people. You see him doing what the devil does. You know he's evil. You know he's up to no good. But he's charming. And the more you watch the series, the more relatable and likable he becomes, even though you know he is the embodiment of all that is evil. But you still like him. That's how I feel about MJF. You know he's a son of a bitch. You know he's up to no good. You know you shouldn't be liking him. You know you shouldn't be cheering him, but you do. Why do you cheer him? Because he's anti-authority. He's anti-authority. And he got his way. He got his way. He won. Tony Khan let him get his way. And not only is he a badass for it, or in a sense, a martyr like CM Punk, now, I'm at the point now where if you don't give him the world title, that could actually hurt your ratings. They are in a position now where they have no choice but to make him their top guy. And so everything he does is gonna get cheered. Every person he interacts with, they're gonna get booed. So, when I saw him have a segment with Wheeler Yuta, I just went, oh no. I think Tony Khan expected Wheeler Yuta to get the babyface pop because Wheeler Yuta is over. But not as over as MJF. So MJF went out there and he absolutely massacred. He massacred Wheeler Yuta on the microphone. And then when Wheeler Yuta tried to get even just a little bit of a say on the microphone and tried to hit back at him, oh, wow, it was nowhere close. The crowd booed Wheeler Yuta. You made the crowd boo. You made the crowd boo Wheeler Yuta. Why would you put him in that situation, Tony? Tony? He looked so bad. And even though MJF pushed Tony Schiavone, which was supposed to make fans, and the fans did boo him after that because that's Tony. But it didn't work because Wheeler Yuta attacked him and then he got booed. So now you're trying to force an issue here. I know you want MJF to be a villain. I'm not upset that, listen, I don't even envy Tony Khan for having this position because it's hard. You know you can't book him like a face because that's not how he works. MJF is always meant to be a heel. And that's what he needs to be. He needs to be a heel. But do you have to book him like a traditional heel? See, this is where I wish we had a creative mind, a creative writer, a creative visionary who can find a different path for MJF and maximize him in his role. Fans want to like him? Fine. Let him be the devil of AEW that fans like, but he can still be the devil. Trying to make fans boo him is just going to look bad. So, when it comes to segments like this is an example of what I don't want to see. Don't force people to see people in a certain light. You can't force people to hate MJF. They're going to like him. They like him now. And y'all make sure that they liked him. So go with it. He can still be the devil of AEW. He can still be an asshole. He can still be someone that's a complete fucking jerk to everyone that he comes across. But you know what? They want to cheer him? Let him cheer him. And use your stories to make people not like him. Not trying to force the issue. He's a heel. Fuck it. He's not a heel no more. He's not. Sorry. And again, I don't want him to be a babyface. But he shouldn't be a heel either. Because he's not going to get booed. I don't know. Y'all tell me. Y'all talk to me how y'all feel about that. Because I just kind of feel like... I don't know. That's just how I feel. Alright, let's get to the rest of these matches. So, as I talked about with the Women's Championship match, Toni Storm did in fact beat Britt Baker, Athena, and Serena Deeb. It was a great match, but then it really just came down to Saraya at the end. And that was dope. So, congratulations, Toni Storm retained. Saraya is now the face of that division. Let's hope we give her the belt soon. Jon Moxley versus Bryan Danielson in the main event for the World Championship. These two had an awesome match. Awesome match. As it was going on, I had a feeling that Bryan wasn't going to win. It just never built into that moment. It never felt like Bryan was going to beat Moxley. It just never reached that climax. It always kind of felt like, it felt like Bryan was going to get a lot in on Moxley, but then Moxley was going to come back and beat him. It just felt that way. And that's exactly what happened. I didn't feel like this was... If Bryan would have beaten Jon Moxley in this match, it wouldn't have felt like it was earned. It wouldn't have felt right. Like, I think about Bryan Danielson's match with Daniel Garcia. His matches with Daniel Garcia were phenomenal. Phenomenal. Both of them. 5-star matches, in my opinion. I know Dave Meltzer gave it... I think he gave them both like 4.5 or 4.75. Fuck Dave Meltzer. Sorry, it's just... Really? But those matches were phenomenal. Why were they great? Because Daniel Bryan was the babyface, and he was able to sell it. He was able to work like one. Here... I know the whole thing is he's making a comeback. He's beating all the people that beat him. I do feel like having Moxley win here extends that story. So now there's going to be dissension in the BCC. And there should be dissension in the BCC. So now Bryan wants to be the top champion. And eventually these two are going to have another match. And in that match, Danielson should beat Moxley. But no, like, for me, knowing that MJF is going to win the world title. He's going to. I don't know when. Full Gear, probably. Or hell, I thought about this too. They might run Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley back. They might just run it back. And then do MJF versus Bryan Danielson next year. Something to think about. Something to think about. However they do it, I do not think the right person to lose that belt is the right person to lose the belt to MJF is Bryan Danielson. I don't think that's right. If you really want to establish MJF as that guy, he needs to beat the top guy. It was CM Punk. It was. Him beating CM Punk would have established him as the top guy. Well, CM Punk's not here. And when he does come back, I don't know if he'll be the top guy. I just don't. So that means that top guy that he beats needs to be Jon Moxley. It needs to be Jon Moxley. It has to be. There's no one else. That's the right story. I see people in the live chat going, well, what about the story of Bryan Danielson? Okay, well, that story can continue. You can still continue that story later on and get back here with Bryan. But no, Jon Moxley needs to be the guy that drops that belt to MJF because he's their top guy. He is the guy. He is the heart and soul. He took that mantle when CM Punk, Kenny Omega, and all them fucked it up. He took the mantle, and now he's the champ. So him dropping the belt to MJF just makes sense. And by the way, I should point this out. 2 years ago, Full Gear, it was MJF versus Jon Moxley. That's not right. No, it wasn't. It was freaking it was All Out. Was it All Out? It was All Out. My bad. 2 years ago, it was Eddie Kingston. My bad. So 2 years ago, it was Moxley versus MJF, and MJF lost. Well, if they do it again this time around, MJF needs to win, and he will. And I don't know how long he's going to hold that belt, but if MJF beats Jon Moxley for the world title, I think Danielson should be the one that beats him. You have MJF lose the belt to Bryan Danielson. That makes a lot more sense. That would be a huge moment for Bryan Danielson. And who's to say, here's my thing with MJF. You don't need to do you really don't have to do the Goldberg, Hulk Hogan run with MJF. He doesn't have to hold that belt for a year or a long time. You can do a Ric Flair run with MJF. He can win the belt and then lose it. And then win it and then lose it. And then win it and then lose it. And then win it and then lose it. And then win and lose and win. He can be like a 5-time world champion by the end of next year. Seriously, I'm not kidding you. MJF can be that dude that wins and loses the belt, and it will still matter. I say they should do that. So if you have him win and lose the belt, Bryan Danielson could be one of those people he loses it to. And then Eddie Kingston. Maybe Kenny Omega. Maybe CM Punk. Okay, I'm just going too far. You just never know. He can always win and lose the belt back and forth. Why not? Couldn't hurt him. There's so many things you can do with the way I just booked things. Don't get upset that Bryan didn't win. Bryan will have his moment. He will be a world champion. By the way, Bryan ain't going nowhere. Bryan Danielson said he's going to retire in AEW. That's it. This is it. He's retiring in AEW. So he'll get his moment to shine. He'll get his world title run. He will. I promise you. But for me, the best person to lose that belt to MJF is Jon Moxley. So, overall, yeah, I thought it was a great show. I thought Grand Slam was a Grand Slam. It was a hit. Crowd was hot. A lot of things happening here. Live chat's still not working. I apologize. So I'm gonna go ahead and just split after this. A lot of great things are happening with these pay-per-views. So with these shows, AEW to me, this is just me. I feel like they've gotten out of their slump. Because I was worried. I said, damn, Punk and MJF too, but mostly Punk, Kenny Omega, and the Young Bucks really put this company in a slump. God, the slump was bad. And I was very worried. I was concerned that AEW was in trouble. Then these past few weeks have been incredible. Seeing how well they all just came out of it. They dusted themselves off, and I think they turned themselves around. So props to them. Props to everyone involved for taking a show that was really just the reputation that was given to you. You was able to take it and turn it into something that I think fans are going to look forward to seeing. So going forward, the storylines need to be crisp. They need to be nice. They need to be tight. And it needs to be on fire. You have Saraya. You got MJF. You got Danielson. You got Moxley. You got Keith Lee, Swerve. You got all of these talents. There is no excuse for AEW not to kill it for the rest of the year. Now, I see Rampage is stacked. I'll be watching Rampage, especially for that Lights Out match with Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs. That's going to be dope. I just feel like, for me, this is just my personal opinion, we no longer can afford to just fuck up, you know. I haven't even talked about people returning. Adam Cole's coming back. Kyle O'Reilly. It'll be a while before we see Kyle O'Reilly. And I did see Tony Khan talk about them still doing the Undisputed Era versus the Elite. So they still want to do that. And they're still going to do that. But You still got all these big stars coming back. Eventually, and this is just me. Oh my goodness. Nickname Mai has gifted 10 memberships. Yo! Ladies and gentlemen, Nickname Mai, your former Super Chat champion, just gifted 10 memberships. Rachel S., James H., The Hood Teen, New Japan Pro Wrestling Girl, Benny Yes. Is it Mejia? Benny S. Mejia, Doran Zero, Mobile Keem Gamer, Jerabert Green, Crab 1543, Crab 1543, J Mac. Wow. 10 memberships gifted. Thank you. Super Chat champion. Homeboy said, Homeboy's dope. Thank you, Nickname Mai. Over here gifting people memberships. Like a G. Oh man, I really, really wish I can show the live chat right now. I can't, because freaking Streamlabs is down. And he said it's just a $50. Okay. I mean, it's a $50 donation, but you still gifted people. You still gifted people memberships, bro. Like, that's super nice of you. I'm serious. Like, that's... Congratulations to everybody that was gifted a membership. That's really cool. Guys, do more of that. Do more of that. Share the love. Share the love here in Alyx's world. Keep gifting people memberships. For real. I'm serious. That's so cool, man. Nickname I over here is saying like, yo, yeah, y'all thought so. Y'all thought y'all wasn't gonna see the last of me. Nickname I making his presence known, telling King Mike Tuss that he's coming for that belt. But yeah, here's the good news. You all can watch my interview with ODB early. ODB and I did an interview. It's up. It's already out. You can watch that early. And then you can also check out these upcoming interviews I got coming up soon too. So I said I would announce the next person I'm interviewing. I will be interviewing SoCal Val. SoCal Val was in TNA. She also has Gall TV. I will be interviewing her next Tuesday. So I got her next Tuesday. I can safely say it because it's been confirmed, and she is going to do it. So I'm excited about that. I have another person coming. I'm not going to announce her yet. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait until I get that interview in the can before I announce it. Yeah, no, it's not Maria Kanellis. Maria Kanellis, that's another one where I'm just kind of waiting to see if I can lock her down. Then when I have the interview, I'll announce it. But SoCal Val is locked in, and she will be doing this next Tuesday. So there are other ones. There is one other person that I told my moderators. They know who it is. But again, I'm going to wait until I lock it up and I do the interview first before I announce it. Because this one is huge. It's huge. I'm not going to do another Maria Kanellis where I announce it and then she doesn't show up. Nah. And she didn't show up because, I didn't lock it in. I should have waited and checked her schedule first. So we'll see how things turn out. Yeah, so definitely you guys want to go ahead and hit up this hit up these interviews, man. Thank you, Godlike, for the $9.99. I appreciate that, bro. Again, I am so sorry these super chat donations just stopped working tonight. Hopefully they'll be back on Friday when I come back here. But we'll see. yeah, man, give me your thoughts. Give me your thoughts about the show down below. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you for sharing the love, man. Keep spreading the love. Y'all can gift each other super chat donations. Excuse me. Y'all can gift each other memberships. But don't worry, you can still see the interview of if you don't have a membership, you can catch the interview of ODB on Friday. Friday will be when the interview drops. And I know you guys are going to want to see it, because it's going to be dope. So, alright, let me get out of here. You guys are amazing. So you know what to do. Do all the YouTube things. Like the video, subscribe, click the bell. Be sure you catch all of my content. That means click all when you click on the bell. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Donate using PayPal, Patreon, and of course, Cash App, Venmo. There's so many ways you can contribute to the channel. If anything else, just watch, like the video, and interact with people, man. I'm excited. It's a good time to be a wrestling fan. It's a great time. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and post SoCal Val. I'm gonna post her picture on my Facebook and of course in my YouTube page. You guys can ask her questions. So till then, you guys are amazing. You guys are awesome. Love you all. Thank you for making me a part of your day. I'm out of here. Catch you guys next time right here in Alyx's World, a place that was, is, and forever will be a safe space. Hold on, someone said to read their comment. Okay, I can't see it. Well, send it to me over Twitter or Instagram. But a safe space for wrestling fans like you. You guys are awesome. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.